Why do software teams slow down? Uncle Bob, what's it? Yeah, I've been digging on Uncle Bob lately. Yeah, tech support said they're coming out for that thing, and they're gonna close it up for sure. I'm Chris Athanas. I'm a KMP developer. I have to complain about Uncle Bob lately. All right, let's listen to the pontificator in chief in charge with this really nice uh, stage setup. This is a very high quality production. This was done like 2019 or so. Let's see what he has to say about why software teams, why they slow down. I have some ideas why they do, but it's just increasing complexity and increasing confusion and reduced budgets, and can we get this done in 2 points instead of six? Like, all that stuff. Here we go.
Who here has worked on a greenfield project?
I
A
have.
project where there's no code?
I have.
Bunch of you. How fast can you go
Really
those first few
fast.
days where there's
Really
no code?
fast.
And someone comes to you and says,
Very fast.
can you get a feature done?
This conversation is Thursday, Tuesday. This conversation is you, John. You check out the profile. Can you develop an online store with chat support? He's like, yes.
Yes. You start writing code. Code pours out of every orifice of your body.
Right, because usually you're building something you've already kind of been doing before, you already know about, and you kind of understand the general requirements for an MVP. And you probably understand the problem space because this guy's asking you to do it and it's you understand the problem space and you understand the domain and you understand how the solution that they're looking for, what they're trying to put together. We just want a little store with 16 items and hooked up to the XYZ processor, primary processor, etc., etc. Yeah, if you've already done it a bunch of times, hey, get in there and just start zipping through it. But that's when the changes come.
And you get that feature working. And everybody goes, whoa, you got that working fast. It only took you a few days. Yeah, we're programmers. Can you do it again? Yes.
It will be expected. It will be expected. Yes.
Come back to that team a year later. Can you get a feature working for us?
Well, it wasn't designed for that in the beginning, right? You didn't say, could you make something, a store, an app that we can change and addition to and modify and make easy to read, easy to understand, easy to onboard, easy to extend, easy to update, easy to modify, easy to monitor, easy to understand, easy to the documentation is not hard. It's very minimal because it's already laid out so well. Was that part of the ask, or was it just get a store up? Because what I was hearing was we just want to do a little thing over here. And then the example DevTools gave, he says, I want to do a store. Okay, yeah, we do a store. Yeah. But then all the stuff to make it their store. Now that you never asked about that, or to make it your store in your way, the way you want to do it, the way I do it. Yeah, I can put that. I already know all the gotchas, little catchers, and all stuff. Now we want to do it how you want to do it. Oh well, and then we want to make it easy to change and update and all that stuff. Well, that's different now, isn't it?
Ooh.
Didn't ask for that. But you didn't tell me you were going to be updating and changing and making this thing change all modified. I mean, I kind of knew you were because I've done this before. But to convince people that no, this first thing you say isn't going to be the end of it. If we're lucky, it won't be the end of it. How do you tell people that? They don't want to know that. They want to just like, I just want to store up today and I can even keep going. And sometimes it ends with that. Sometimes it goes further. Let's keep going.
Tricky. Probably going to take us 6 months. He used to be able to do that in a couple of days. Yeah, but you don't know.
Well, you didn't set it up for that, did you? Then these tools aren't exactly set up for that purpose either. They're set up to write it. They're not set up to document it, to update it, to make it modifiable, unless you're following your Bugayinko style or what Alan Kay was talking about, which these tools are not set up for that. Even though they try and use aspects of it, but we need it really down into the operating system. Is really we need these things should be had, not as an after effect. Oh, I guess we could. Ooh, I didn't think about that. Oh, jeez. You should have. I didn't know that was going to be part of it.
How messy!
That's when it gets to be a problem, because like you're trying to fix something that was never meant for that, using tools that were never meant for doing that, to then do the thing people ask. Okay.
system has become. Why? If we touch even one line of code, all hell could break loose.
Right, because of how it was put together, how you because that was never specified. Now, if you would have said from the beginning, "Hey, man, we don't need to have this thing so it's updatable, changeable," it's like, well, that's going to take more than a week. It's going to take more than 2 weeks because you want something out right away. Well, we kind of have this meeting coming up, and we need to have it for the board of directors, and we need to show a demonstration. It's like, well, that's a different thing, isn't it? You want MVPs and proof of concepts, and proof of concepts should not be put into production. And it's what people always want. Well, can't you just take what we have and do the thing? It's like, yeah, we can, but you're going to be doing this other thing that you aren't aware of yet. That's going to be. Can we modify this thing? Because that's to be the next thing you do. It's like, okay, we can. I want to do that with you, but can we set this up so we have this meeting and we don't get the funding unless we have something at the meetings? Well, let's take the course. Well, can't you take that thing that you just did? It's like, no, you can't, but it's working. It looks like it's running. It's doing everything we say, but it's like, no, it wasn't built for that. It's going to be difficult to onboard people and update it and change it and modify it. We need to do a new version. It's like, well, we can't because we don't have the budget for that. We can only hire one guy, and etc., etc., etc.
Why'd that happen? Now, here's the thing that happens to software teams, right? They start out fast. They start out with a beautiful design, and they start out lovely, and they're fast, and they write features, and everything's working great.
For that particular thing, right? Right, for everything they know at that particular moment, for the thing they're doing right there. And yeah, there, you can't get around this, man. I don't care how many courses of solid or clean design or how much you pontificate on a big stage, really pretty stage, actually. How much people love your books and all that stuff, you're never going to get around this problem. There's going to be trade-offs. There is no solution. It's only trade-offs. If you need to take time here, there's going to lose quality. You're going to lose efficiency. You're going to lose something. And there's no 100% everything all the time. That project will never be completed.
But they make a mess. Because they want to go fast. They make a mess. And as they make a mess, as the mess builds.
In the beginning, yeah, that's how it is. That's the creative process. It's messy. But you should not take that and put it into production. That's the mistake.
The team gets slower and slower and slower.
Right, because you're not putting the processes in there that say, hey, how do we design a system to do all these changes? Now that we have a product market fit, we can think about that. That's like phase 2, man. That's like version 2, not extend version 1. Wipe that out. Do version 2 using that as a template. Okay, it's not complicated, but people are like, we got $1 billion, we got $1 million in that source code. Okay, you gotta let it go, man. They don't want to let it go. The managers don't want to let it go because they're Harvard MBAs, and we've been told that's inventory. It's like not. It's all technical debt. You have to rewrite all of it anyway. And if you don't rewrite it, somebody else will, and they'll take your customers. That's how it works, man. All right, give me a like and subscribe. I'll leave the little thing in the deedly do.